Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, and I am a little bit less than 5 weeks out. It's like 6:30 in the morning right now. I'm at that point where, like, I just can't sleep past 7. So I decided to get up, get a little bit productive. I came to Wawa for my coffee. Wawa has the best coffee. It's the only one that I can drink, like, straight, no, like, artificial sweeteners or anything like that. I get the hazelnut one, and this Wawa is the first one to open within, like, a reasonable distance of my house, so I'm super excited about that. Yesterday I had check-ins. I weighed 152.8 in the morning. Yesterday morning. This morning I was like 152.4. So like a little bit of a drop there. My plan did get changed a little bit. So my coach decreased my cardio by 15 minutes every day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. Like, those 15 minutes really make a difference. And then my food, I got a little bit of rice added back into my meal, one meal. So those are wins to me. I feel like this week will be a good week, and the decrease in cardio will definitely reduce stressors a little bit. My body has been pretty fatigued recently. Yesterday was probably my hardest day of prep so far, just because of how tired I was yesterday and Thursday. I was just so sleepy, and no amount of like caffeine could wake me up. I have been consuming lower amounts of caffeine this prep compared to before, so I'm having like 1 cup of coffee in the morning. I don't use like pre-workout with caffeine in it. So it's like 1 to 1.5 cups of coffee in the morning, and then I'll have tea in the afternoon. Won't have any caffeine past like 3 because it kind of messes with my sleep. And I've been trying to go to sleep earlier. So I've been in bed at like 9:30, getting up at like 5:30. Well, I have to get up at 5:30 on the days I work, but I really feel like keeping that consistent time to go to bed and wake up every day, regardless of working or not, is really important. And it has really helped me set like a normal sleep schedule. So that's been really good for me. It's been good for my recovery. What is this forehead vein? Okay, Megamind. Anyways. Oh, if you've noticed, I took off my lashes, which is, it's been 2 years basically since I've done that. And it just wasn't like it wasn't worth it with swimming because they were falling out. The glue was like getting my eye. It was really just like so annoying. I took them off and I was insecure about it, but I think I'm okay with this look for now. I just liked having them on because I don't use makeup, so it was a way for me to like wake up and feel put together. It's been nice not having them on because I can like touch my face and my eye and like wash my face without worrying about them falling out, or like swimming without worrying about them falling out. But I'm putting them back in for show. So if I look crazy and a little bit more tired than normal, blame the lashes. But anyways, so I'm just gonna go home. I did drive like 15 minutes to the closest Wawa, but it's worth it to me. I'm gonna go home, and I've been doing the J3 female module, so I think I'm gonna do a little bit of that before I make my first meal and then go train. I have legs today, which I always feel like I'm vlogging on a leg day, but I have 2 leg days a week. It's not every day. I know it seems like that, But yeah, I'm gonna go home, get some work done, eat, go train, and then later today I'm meeting up with a friend and we're going strawberry picking. But I also do have some Q&As. Well, I do have some questions that I got through my Instagram that I wanted to kind of answer in this video. So stick around for that, and I'll catch you guys later. Alright, so I just did about an hour of the J3 female module that I've been working on, and I'm pretty hungry now, so I'm gonna make my first meal. As always, the start of my day. I'm gonna do this digestion drink as well as my morning vitamins. I did get a frother, and somebody in my last comment or last video commented and recommended the Target one, and so far so good. So there's that. My morning supplements. Oh Jesus. Do a multi liver cleanse, krill oil, berberine, taurine, vitamin C. All of that down the hatch. Yeah, now we're gonna make meal one. The usual, if you've watched my other videos, oats, eggs, egg whites, and I think I'm gonna do pancakes today and strawberries as well. All right, so while I'm making this, wow, you can really see the goggle tan now. But anyways, while I'm making my pancakes, I wanted to answer some questions. So one of the most common questions I got was, can you do a full day of eating, or what you eat in a day? So my meals haven't really changed in the last several weeks. I did a full day of eating in my first video, and my food is pretty much the same as it was then. So out of redundancy, I'm not gonna do that. And then I also got asked a lot for like macro-friendly recipes, which I'm currently on a meal plan, so I'm eating the same things every day. So I'm gonna save that one for the off season to kind of give you guys a little bit more, to kind of give you guys like more ideas for recipes, because I do love cooking. So that's definitely something that I want to do. But for now, because I am on a meal plan, I feel like it's going to be pretty boring to see what I eat in a day until I kind of get to peak week and things are changing a little bit, or I guess like more of a carb up. But that's still a little ways away. And even then, like, my food sources don't change. But yeah, so that's the reason why I'm not gonna do the full day of eating until the off season or peak week. I do get, like I said earlier, I do get rice added back into my plan, so I'm gonna make rice today, which I haven't done that. I haven't had rice in my plan since I was like, I want to say like 8 weeks out, 9 weeks out, maybe like 9 weeks out. So that was like 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I'm excited for that. Another super common question that I got was, what is your favorite form of cardio? My favorite form of cardio is probably swimming. That's the easiest for me. It's what makes the time go by the fastest, and I feel like I get the most out of it. But I just don't have time to swim every single day. So I either do stairs or sometimes I'll do elliptical. I don't really love the elliptical. My heart rate, my resting heart rate, if you've been following me for a while, you'll see I've posted about this before, but my resting heart rate is like 50 in when I'm not in prep, and then when I'm in prep it can get down to like 40, like low 40s, dipped below 40 a couple times. So the elliptical is just really hard for me to get my heart rate up. And I like to do my cardio like more passively, I guess. So like on the stairs, because it's moving at a certain speed, I know I have to keep up with it. But on elliptical, like, you're really responsible for pushing yourself, which is not an issue. It's just like it is more effort on my end, if that makes sense. So that's why like I don't really do incline walk. My heart rate doesn't get high enough. I don't do bike, the bike, because my heart rate doesn't really get high enough. So essentially, yeah, stairs, swimming, my two go-to. But honestly, the best cardio is just gonna be the one that you're gonna stick to. So you hate stairs, don't get on the stairs, because you're just gonna dread doing it, and it's just gonna be not a fun time for you. Your body probably isn't gonna respond well to things that you don't like doing. So if you like biking, or if you like elliptical, or if you like incline walk, choose those, as long as you can get your heart rate up accordingly. And if you're not in prep, like, or even if you are in prep, I guess, because I started swimming, but like you can choose other forms of cardio that are not conventional, as long as you're able to track your heart rate, make sure your intensity is there. There's no reason why you can't be doing other things. So yeah, that's my advice on cardio. There were a few other questions that I got that I kind of want to spend a little bit more time on, that I'm not super distracted by making breakfast. So I'm going to save those for later, have meal one, train, and then answer the rest of the questions. Oh, meal one, my oat pancakes, strawberries. I reheated my Wawa coffee. Gonna have this. I think I gave the recipe for these pancakes on my first video, so if you're curious about that, you can watch that video, it's in there. But basically it's just my meal one blended and thrown on the pan. All right, so like I said, I'm just gonna have this. This is the best meal. This is my favorite meal of the day, and then go train. Okay, this is today's leg day fit. T-shirt and shorts are both from Civil. This is part of their Marvel drop. Clearly, Storm. And then TLF bra. But yeah, these are probably my favorite shorts. They just fit so well. They don't like push in my waist so much. And then I'm just gonna throw on a hoodie because it's kind of cold outside. It's not cold, it's like 65. Alright. So, actually everything that I'm wearing is from Civil Regime, except for the sports bra. Yeah, this is the fit. If you shop Civil, you can use code Alina10 at checkout for a little discount and to support me. I really appreciate it. But yeah, let's go train. Alright, so I just got back from training legs. I had 30 minutes post-workout cardio. Now I get my post-workout meal, which is just chicken, 50 grams of rice, and some veggies. I have not had rice in my meals again for a long time, so I'm excited about this. So I'm gonna eat this real quick. Then I have some client calls to hop on. And then I think I said it earlier, but I'm going strawberry picking today. So I will take you guys along for that and see you then. Okay, so I just woke up from a nap. My goggle marks are really bad. Okay, anyways, I just woke up from a nap and got ready to meet up with my friend for strawberry picking. This is what I'm wearing. I feel like in prep, sometimes like just putting on non-gym clothes and going out with friends is really helpful. So that's what I'm doing. And I feel like there's a time and place to be like to yourself and resting and recovering. But like I said, the last 2 days have been really hard on me, and I feel like the more time I spend by myself, the more I'll kind of like just dig myself into that hole kind of. So I made plans with my friend to go do something fun, but that's not super like highly taxing. So we're gonna go to an orchard and strawberry pick, and then they have vegetables there, so I'm gonna get some vegetables. And kind of just like getting out of the house, getting out of a rut. Again, putting on clothes that aren't gym clothes, aren't sweatpants, kind of helps. And it's just like a nice distraction from prep. Obviously, there are times where I wouldn't go out and make plans because I'm just like, I feel like staying in and resting would be more beneficial. But for where I'm at right now, I think that this will be really good. It'll be really fun. They have an event going on today, so that should be fun. And it's not too far, so I don't really have to like bring any meals with me because I don't plan on being there for too long. So yeah, we're just gonna go. We're gonna have some fun. Hopefully it'll distract me, it'll cheer me up, put me in a better mindset, and then all of tomorrow I can rest as well. So yeah. So we are currently at the orchard. We are strawberry picking. It smells so good. Like just sweetness. This is what it looks like. It's such a beautiful day. Like, there are goats here too. This was a good call. This is a good move. I'm happy. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful strawberries. I can't wait to eat these tomorrow. They look so good. They smell so good. Yes. Good morning, you guys. So it is now the next day. I got back from strawberry picking yesterday and I was so tired. I just wanted to like relax, watch Netflix. So I didn't finish the Q&A. But I did have a really good time. I'm glad I went. Strawberry picking was good to like get out of the house, get out of my head, just have fun with a friend. But I am now making meal 1, and that's when I have my strawberries. So I washed some strawberries, weighed some out. I'm gonna try it. I'm really excited. So look at how like, they're small, but they're so like red and they smell so good. So much better than store-bought. Just like infinite. So great decision all around. I'm gonna make my meal, eat it, and then I promise I will do the Q&A. There are just like a couple questions that I thought were really good that I wanted to answer. So I'll see you guys for that. All right, so let's get into this Q&A. All right, let me just pull it up. Okay. What are your reverse diet tips? So I've done 2 seasons of competing, so I've done 2 reverse diets. The first one was okay, but it was my first one and I had a lot to learn. I also had some life events come up that kind of derailed, I guess, my reverse. So the first one wasn't the best. I did end up putting on a lot of body fat, unwanted, but life happens. That's just how it is sometimes. But tips I would have is try to find high volume foods. So just like when you're in a dieting phase, you want to get the most bang for your buck. So continue to eat similar foods to what you were having on in your dieting phase, just more of it, because the more like palatable foods that you introduce into your diet, the more you're going to kind of have a craving for them and want to eat more and more of that. So if you can stick to whole foods, I think it makes your reverse a lot easier. I will say though, I think that finding a balance and giving yourself grace during a reverse diet is important as well. I know that a lot of people say like, oh, be strict on your reverse, like treat it like prep X, Y, and Z. But I think a lot of times people don't really, when people say that, it's like, okay, but like, are you taking into consideration your mental health? Because I think that that is a very important aspect of it that not a lot of people talk about. So yes, stick to your reverse. However, if you mess up here and there, don't beat yourself up and kind of go into a spiral where you end up binging. If you have a social event or if you have a craving for something small like a cookie, just allow yourself, maybe just allow yourself to have that cookie or go out and have a social event. But it doesn't have to turn into a whole day binge, and it doesn't have to turn into you completely derailing off of your plan. So I think like finding a good balance is really good for both your mental health and doing a successful reverse. And if you need any sort of help or any resources, you can always reach out to your coach, reach out to people who are close to you, and try and find things to do that are not always food centered. So go out and try a new hobby or do something that you've always wanted to do but during prep, but you just didn't have the energy to do so. So those are my tips. Addressing like the mental health aspect of it is very important, like I said. And I think like a lot of people just really focus on like, oh, you have to stick to your reverse 100%. And I think that's the mentality that I went into my first reverse with. And I felt like if I would mess up, I would beat myself up and I would be like, oh, I failed. But when I say I messed up, I would have like a rice cake or 2 rice cakes that weren't on plan or like 2 Oreos. And I remember telling my coach, I was like, oh my God, like I had 2 Oreos and 2 rice cakes that weren't on my plan. And he was like, you're literally fine. So I think like stressing about it so much is your body is going to have a negative response as well. So again, finding that balance is really important. Incline, treadmill, or stairs for cardio. I think I answered this earlier with my whole heart rate thing. I will never really do incline treadmill, so it's just like a heart rate thing. My heart rate won't go high enough. And if I get my heart rate high enough on the treadmill, I'm running, so there's no point in that. What is your current weight? This is a question that I get all the time. I woke up this morning at 151, and I am 5'4". My weight changes almost daily, so I probably won't even weigh this next week. How to break through the mental barrier when you're not seeing results you want. I think it's really important to think about like, okay, are you checking off your boxes? Are you working with somebody who is a professional in the field? If you're checking off all your boxes that your coach gives you and you're not really seeing the results that you want, I would say just be patient, because results take time and patience, and nothing is created overnight. I know it's really hard to kind of like keep sticking to the plan when you're not really seeing results. And that's how I feel like sometimes in the beginning of prep or like in the off season. It's just really hard to continue to go when you're kind of stalled. And I think it's just important to look at the bigger picture. Like, what are some things that you can focus on that are not result driven, like not result based? Like, did you get all your steps in today? Did you, like, what small wins do you have every day that you can kind of, that can kind of like push you through? And it doesn't even have to be like physical results. It can be mental wins, like things that are better for your mental health, things that you've grown mentally and you've grown in your perspective. So I think that kind of taking a step back, and instead of looking at like the end goal, the end result, what are things that you can work on every day that are going to give you a sense of accomplishment? When was the shoulder issue you had a while back, and how did you treat it? I think most swimmers have shoulder issues. I don't really exactly know what happened. Like, there was no diagnosis. It was just like overuse. And I got like x-rays, MRIs, contrast MRIs. Like, I have had shoulder issues since I was maybe 13 years old, from swimming. And I think a lot of things that helped were just prehab. So just doing exercises that strengthen my rotator cuff muscles was really important, and recovery. So I go to a chiropractor and he treats my shoulder, he treats my back. I don't get adjusted there. I just get like manual work done, which is really helpful in releasing tension. But I did have a really bad shoulder injury. They thought that I had torn my labrum. It wasn't that. And I actually could not train shoulders for the first 2 years I was in the gym. So like 2019, 2020, there was no shoulder training going on. What made you choose to compete in figure over other divisions? I personally love the shape of figure the most. I think that it's the most beautiful to me. It's balance, it's symmetry, it's still feminine, like all of that. And I just love the division. And I think on top of that, my shape fits well into the figure division. And I've thought about wellness, but I would have to downsize my upper body, and I don't want to do that because I do love training upper body, and I do love the way that my upper body looks. So that is what kind of drove me to that. Are you going to continue to do videos after your show? I plan on it. I plan on documenting like my reverse, my growing season. I know like off season isn't always so exciting to people, but I really feel like that's where like a lot of the work is done. And I feel like not sharing that would be a big chunk in my journey that I'm missing. So I fully intend on it. When is your next show? I plan on doing Universe, which is July 4th. I compete on July 4th. So right now I am like 4.5 weeks out from that. All right, last question I'm gonna answer is, I have a lot of questions on what my thoughts are on PEDs. Everyone has the right to make their own decision whether PEDs is right for them or not. However, my thoughts are, if you cannot get your nutrition, your training, your sleep, your stress management, everything in line naturally, honestly, I don't think you have any business touching any PEDs. That is just my opinion. I think that if you have all of those in line and you want to take things to the next level, then you can talk to your coach about it. Maybe do your own research, educate yourself, talk to your coach about it, think about it, make this decision for you. That's all I'm going to say about PEDs. I don't really have an opinion on them other than that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. My camera's about to die, so I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, like and subscribe if you did. leave a comment below. And thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.